Welcome to this week's Performance TV. You know, it's really super cool to look fast, but when you want to go fast, you can't forget about the suspension. I mean, you've put all this time and effort into the powertrain. Now let's get it down to the ground, and that's why we brought in Parker from AAD Performance. Parker, you guys have really got a lot of stuff set up here for the Dodges, but you're looking into other products as well.
That's correct. We're working on S550 Mustang parts. We've actually got Gen 5 Camaro parts already out, and as soon as we can get our hands on our C8, we'll have C8 parts too.
Oh, that's sounding good, but what do we have here?
So this is a complete rear suspension for a Charger Challenger 300 platform car. And there's a lot of cool things going on here. One of the things that we do differently than other people is that we do our adjustments with these adjustment tabs instead of with threaded adjusters. So you're not sitting there trying to count 2.5 turns back from bottomed out or whatever if you're trying to make adjustments. And another cool feature of this adjustment style is that once we know where you're at, we know how much every millimeter of movement adjusts the camber in your car.
Yeah, you guys have taken all the guesswork out, so we're not having to mess around with all of it.
Exactly. Well, and the coolest thing is for the street strip guys is that you can, if you know that you're at 1 degree negative in your rear end with -2 tabs, go to the strip and you want to stand your tires straight up. So you put a +2 tab in, and that'll move you out a whole degree, and you know where your camber's at without having to go to the rack every time you go to the track.
Nice, but that's not the only thing that you guys are doing at AAD Performance. I mean, you've got all kinds of different stuff here and some pretty neat things where we're not going to have to throw this out if it stops working.
That's correct.
That's what I really find interesting, and I want you to explain that for us.
Okay, yeah, this is our new Fairflex Joint, and it gives you all of the benefits of like a solid Heim joint, like a steel one, but without any of the popping and barking that you get when you put a steel Heim joint in a car. They feel real smooth until you start going down the road, and it's
right.
And with these, we have these Teflon impregnated Delrin bearing races, which are backed up by these custom stainless wave springs to keep tension on them. And eventually, sometime if they wear out, all you've got to do is pop this snap ring off, pull it out, put new plastic in, and pop the snap ring back in, and you're going again. And so we have that joint in several of our suspension parts, including our front control arms here.
Wow, definitely a nice looking piece.
So we don't only do suspension, we also do some fuel system products. We've got fuel rails here. We have
I like the catch can.
Yeah, we have the catch can, which is pretty slick because it has this easy removal can, so you're not upside down with a hot can of oil trying to not spill it all over your engine compartment every time you empty that out. Boost reference adapters for the guys running a booster pump, and we do some specialty tools.
Very nice, and of course we talked about the Camaros and other things, but what we want to do is see some installation on our car, and we're going to head over now. Over here with Zach underneath the car, and Zach, we're actually going to be upgrading the AAD Performance part that we have on this car.
Yeah, correct. This car currently has polyurethane bushings in it. We're going to be putting our Fairflex joint in it, just with these cars making so much horsepower now.
Right.
It makes sense to put that maintenance free, and it's going to help eliminate the wheel hop when they're at the drag strip and driving down the road.
And it's just such a simple thing to do because we've got 2 bolts. They're going to come out.
Yep, it's just going to be 2 bolts underneath there.
We've already got this one loosened up because you were over here working while I was there talking to Parker. Get that out. Let this down just a little bit. There we go. You know what's nice is you're able to work on a lift like this. You're used to being, you know, hey, you could be out
on the ground in the garage,
right.
just on jack stands.
You don't have to have a lift like this to swap these out.
Correct. These are very, very easy to do, just as the normal garage mechanic on their floor at their house.
What's the biggest thing people are going to notice after swapping this out?
You're going to feel a little bit more response in the rear of the car. It's going to feel a little bit tighter. And like I said, you won't have to be worrying so much about wheel hop when these cars tend to launch at the track.
Sure.
The wheels will hop, and it tends to break other parts of the suspension.
Absolutely. I mean, you're making all the horsepower. You got to be able to get it down to the ground and enjoy that. Remember, designed, engineered, made, even packaged right here in the USA. Go to their website, aadperformance.com.